So last time we made a video looking at hairlines and hairline recovery and all that. Let's look into something else tonight. Leg lengthening. So if you don't know what this is, it's pretty much a quest to get taller. Like men mainly now, or
this leg lengthening thing. This guy in this video, he was about 5'5", and after the treatment he had was about 6'1". He could barely even walk though. By the end of it, you're like, what quality of life are you left with? And what level of agony and pain have you been in?
Limb lengthening. We are breaking the bones in your leg. We are separating them, and we have an apparatus called an X-Fix that holds that bone in a specific position. We keep the two ends of the bone slightly apart. And what the great thing is about bone is if you do that, it's able to heal in between that gap, which then ultimately ends up with a longer limb. Up until that happens, the area is much weaker. We can't walk, we can't mobilize. The ligaments attached to that area aren't as strong. So we have to go through a whole big rehabilitative process before we get any form of life back. And there are risks because it may not heal.
So my first question to you is, would you Alright, let me not even ask you. Let me ask myself, because I'm 5'10" and a little bit like 5'10" and I guess 3/4, right? Would I ever consider getting my legs lengthened? Simple answer, no. Um, but I'm kind of different because I've never really cared about stuff like height and stuff like that, like that much. It's never really like been something that's really inhibited me in any way. So I can't speak for everybody else. Maybe some people, it's one of those things that um, just is the bane of his existence. That you just feels that it needs to change, and this will, increase opportunities, and you'll have a better standard of living after the, I don't know, at least you could call it growing pains, maybe. But here's my thing, right? This type of surgery hasn't really been around that long. So what happens if, all right, I know you're saying that after a while, like the area will like grow new bone and all that, but what happens if that area get like a level of stress that it's not used to? Like, if you get in an accident, is it like, because I know when bone typically breaks, it's like easier to re-break in that, you know, same area when it mends. So what's the difference between when you break a bone and it mends versus you're allowing it to pretty much grow in new? Isn't it, wouldn't that be like a same line of easy breakage? I'm just wondering because I'm still. But all right, let's listen to the rest of it. What he's saying here. I'm not sure if he's a doctor or what, but he's talking with some authority in his voice. I'm not sure. But let's hear.
We may fracture more easily in that area. So there are so many risks that can happen. When I look at that, I always go, my God, like maybe a couple of insoles would have just been better.
Big platform shoes.
Big platform shoes.
Bro.
I haven't tried them, but like I saw the adverts and they look quite decent.
Yeah, they do actually. They look all right.
Let's look at some of the comments here. So I'm 5'9". I'm gonna do a treatment next year on my femur. I'm gonna try to be 6 feet. So, alright. So there was this guy, right? I think it's the same guy here that's shown. Yeah, him. One of the things that, like, I think was maybe a comment I saw when this video first came out. Not this one, but when he first did his surgery, and there was like coverage around it and everything. The idea of if I had have like a list of 7 male insecurities, so hairline is one of them, height is another one, money would be another one, women would be another one, status, and that's 5. I may have to look into introspectively to find the other 2, but those would be 5 of the main male insecurities, right? So money, hairline, women, height, status. So it's 5. If you know any others, just put it in the comments below. But height is definitely one of those ones that doesn't really get talked about enough, and let's talk about that tonight, because it's 2:45 now on Saturday, and I feel like just yapping a bit about this. So he did it, and I see that he's kind of gotten a bit better now. So I think he may have did his maybe in 2023 or 2022. But let's look at some other cases.
These beautiful things that I've got, please stay.
Oh, if during the video you hear like any pause in the like sound or so, it's because of copyright, and I have to like pause the sound. So anyways, with this guy here, we see he went from 1.8 to 0.5 meters to 1.98.2 meters. Okay, so you got 15.7 centimeters. Okay, so all right. One of the things with this too. All right, so when you change a limb length, it kind of changes your body proportions. Like it doesn't look natural, because all right, when you have some people that typically like naturally have longer like arms with like wingspans and stuff, but with this, it pretty much throws off your body symmetry, because your arm length is gonna be different from what your leg length. Even though like for him, it looks like he was actually supposed to be taller, but when he actually does the surgery, it throws off his body symmetry still, right? Because his arm length here, if you look at his arms when he was shorter, when he was shorter, right? It looks like he was supposed to be taller, but when he actually does the surgery, it just looks like maybe he was supposed to like put some work into his legs also, and he would have kind of evened out, like actually go to the gym. It would have kind of evened out a bit better. But he looks happier, he's smiling more. But I just hope that that it's a surgery that doesn't go bad, like how BBLs can kind of go bad over time, because BBLs will sag. So I'm not sure what the equivalent or the equivalency may be with leg lengthening. But why is this one of the main male insecurities? Well, it comes back to women mainly. Women tend to prefer a man that's taller. It's just the way it is. Taller men are deemed more attractive by society. Not in all cases, but typically women will tend to want to go for taller guys and will pass over shorter guys, and when opportunities will come along for taller men, typically more. Yeah. All right, so let's see if we see any other videos here. So this is before and after. It's 16 centimeters. They pretty much just rounded it up. I don't know. So like how typically, all right, I'll see like sometimes when you're like doing your height, you like round it up to make it seem like you're tall. So like this is the actual height here, and then they rounded up to 16. So it's basically 16. But anyways, let's go. Alright, so this is a part of it, right? You're gonna be walking awkwardly for a while, if not for the rest of your life, because a part of this is you're gonna pretty much be having to retrain yourself to walk, because not only is it gonna be a whole different height altogether, you're gonna be all right. Let me just put these sounds on mute because I can't be bothered with the copyright thing. All right. So the thing about this, it's gonna leave you in a place where you're gonna have to retrain yourself to walk. That's one. You're gonna have to rehabilitate yourself to from a baby stage, pretty much, to learn how to walk and balance yourself properly. And then once that's done, hopefully it heals properly, and it does, and because maybe your bones, maybe your genetics can't manage the idea of having lengthening your limbs, because sometimes genetics are weird like that. So what if you were to get this surgery and for some reason your bone tissue just doesn't yeah, I'm just thinking out loud here, but what if your bones, your bones specifically can't manage this kind of, literal trauma to, be forced to regrow? What if it causes something else? But let's see the rest. So it's walking, walking, walking. Okay. Alright. I would love to see like the effect of this in like 20 years, 20 years or so, 20, 25 years, because there's no like going back from this. It's not like you can like, after it's grown in, you can like remove it. But let's see. This is Channel 4 News. And you see, the thing about this too is once this becomes more, once this becomes more commercially, right, when it becomes like cheap enough for everybody to like be able to like afford it, like let's not say cheap, but at least affordable. When it becomes affordable and more people are doing it, when like everybody's 6 feet, is it, people are probably gonna start trying to become like 7 foot tall, and because it's gonna push, because once everybody's the same, it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting to see how it all plays out, because once everybody's 6 foot, once everybody's 6 foot, it's gonna pretty much make it not even an even playing field, a kind of boring playing field, because um, people are starting to like aim for 7 foot. People like doing limb lengthening surgery every 2 to 5 years because they want to be tall. Gonna probably have somebody that's Shaq's height because of this surgery one day, right? But I'm here to see. I'm here to watch and make a video about that one day. Hopefully, if it makes sense. But let's go. Alright, so it's 1 year post height surgery. Alright. So this is so this guy, he's the one I first saw doing this. So he's able to run, he's able to do exercises. Alright. Okay, great, I guess. Alright, so all that still looks 6'8" or 5'8". All that still looks 5'8". Alright, so he's got full range of motion. Okay. Alright, yeah, so this is the part because if you're gonna do the surgery, you're gonna have to pretty much be um, you know, like a pretty much a gym rat because you need to like get yourself fit to be able to walk again and everything. Right. Yes, that's mm, I don't know, man. I just feel kind of afraid for the future, what the future will hold, because this opens the door for so much more. Because what about you know, another kind of lengthening surgery? But let's just not even go there right now. All right. Surely break the femur and then strength and then yeah. So all right. So that all right. So you see that stimulation, right? I'm saying, what if you're one of those people that for some reason your bone just can't grow. Maybe it even does grow, right? But it doesn't grow the way how everybody else's bones grow. What if your bone, it just doesn't work the way how people's typically works, and yours just fails, and it just ah boy. Well, I don't know if it's that much of an insecurity to you. You can afford it, but it's one of those things that typically I'd say it's better to like live with what you have and learn to. Or one of the things that men need to learn to do typically is to learn to live with their faults. Because even myself, I have several faults. You may notice this in this video. I tend to talk fast. I have a stutter. Um, I'm not 6 foot. I'm married. And I'm still, surviving. I'm not the, richest or anything, but I'm still, here. And this, this would never like be an option, for me to do. But I'm saying, like, some people believe that this may give them better opportunities, but to put yourself in harm's way just to, have maybe an inch and a half more on your legs that will probably in 8 to 10 years be more detrimental than beneficial. Because what I'm considering, right, like you put a metal rod in your leg, so like typically what I know about like people that have like surgery, they have like ghost pain, right? Pain is so like one of the things I've heard about is like pain after surgery, right? So like ALS. Let's listen to this one.
Just talked about scar tissue in another post earlier this week, but scar tissue is filled with collagen, and that collagen is not the same as a collagen in normal healthy tissue. So scar tissue is a little bit more rigid, it's not as flexible, and it affects how your whole body moves. As a mobility coach, I work with people with chronic pain and injuries who are struggling.
So that's yeah. So that's the odd part of this discussion. I'm not really seeing being discussed, right? So like typically when you do surgery, well, I haven't done any surgeries before, but I'd imagine that after you do a surgery, because they're pretty much cutting and shaping and pretty much making the part of the body that they're operating on pretty much you're cutting it and making it a different shape or whatever. You know something? When you do surgery, it affects the way how that body part will be afterwards, right? So I'm saying, what about wondering, like in the case of the foot thing, like 20 years after, it's not only the idea of it like failing, but what about like the pains and stuff that you have to worry about? Like I know some people, alright, like say like a person that have like a bullet wound, like has this bullet still inside, they'll have like pain like when the time gets maybe too hot or when it gets too cold. So I'm wondering if it's the same thing with somebody that does the limb lengthening surgery. But I guess we'll see when more data comes out, and if more data comes out, who knows? Maybe this is the answer to a lot of life's height questions. But I guess that's the end of the video for now. I'm not interested in going much further today, but we'll see. AE Wellness, if you want to go and watch that full video about the scar tissue and all that. But anyways, that's pretty much it. Have a good night, I suppose, or morning when you're watching this. Let me know if you have any thoughts about this. I'm done yapping for now, I guess. Yeah, that's it.